I think the barriers of connecting, specialists and primary care is in essence, the lack of communication. They really have few venues where they really get together and have a chance to talk and have a dialogue. And I think the goal is really to increase that. And electronically is certainly one way to do it. Letters are not always the best way, but even that, there was a great study that asked both primary care providers and specialists, how often do you get information from each other? And first of all, the majority of times they didn't, and each of them had completely different perceptions of the other. So the specialist would say, oh, I almost always send information, and the primary care people is, I hardly ever get the information. And so there's a big disconnect. I think, within an integrated system, it's a lot easier if you're sharing an electronic health record. That makes it simpler. One of the biggest barriers is that there are so many different electronic health systems and they don't talk to each other, and so some effort towards interoperability, or the movement that's really happening, is to be able to connect everyone into one big superhighway of information. I think that will make a huge difference. But even the personal connection, can be very effective. I would argue that 50 years ago, there probably was a lot more communication between primary care providers and specialists than there is now. And there was, no technology. They just talked to each other. They ran into each other in the hospital, and they would just curbside each. Oh, I saw Mrs. Jones, by the way, and we don't have that happen anymore, and that's a real shame. But I think there are a number of ways we can get there.